All right, I'm about to show you the one automation that makes my agency an extra $7,000 every single month. Let me ask you a question. If I told you you could set up this one automation and for the rest of your life in perpetuity, your agency would make 50, 60, 70% more revenue by doing this one thing that will take you maybe 20 minutes, would you do it? If the answer is yes, watch this video because I'm going to show you exactly how to do just that. And just to show you how this works, we're talking about show up rate and how to get people to show up. Not only show up, how to get them to be intentful. This is what you got to do. Okay, the average show up rate is 40%. This automation alone will increase your show up rate by a minimum of 50%, which will bring you to a minimum of 60%. That means you have 50% more calls. If you had 50% more calls, contingent that all your metrics stay the same, you would make 50% more revenue. Okay, copy that, boom. All right, let's get into this then. Here it is. This is the entire workflow, the entire automation. I'm going to show you what to do, why it works, and why no one is doing this. So it starts from the top. Now, granted, this is only an SMS sequence. I'm not talking about email. That is separate. That's something you can do outside of this. I'm talking about how to get people to show up to your calls with intent, aka they're messaging you back and forth, giving you information prior to the call, so that way they show up to the call not only nurtured, not only indoctrinated, but ready to go. All right, this is the exact automation you want to set up. So first things first, trigger. Customer booked appointment, trigger the automation. All right, you're going to add a tag so that you know they went through the call booked. All right, you're going to assign it to a user. That way, the user who is like the closer who's going to be taking the call can be messaging and getting notifications when the prospect is replying to the messages that we have constructed here. Then what you're going to do is you're going to wait 4 minutes. After 4 minutes, a quick SMS is going to send, which is going to say this: hey, contact first name. This is closer name, so in this case, my name, here with company name, here with Valuepreneurs. All right, you're going to wait 6 seconds. So to show you this, you do time delay 0.1 minutes. You're going to wait 6 seconds, send SMS 2. I can send you a demo / info here, yeah? Notice how this isn't proper. As a matter of fact, I would even argue you could go as far as to lowercase the I. Okay, notice how this isn't quite proper. It's not grammatically correct. I'll tell you why. Most people do not message with correct grammar. Why? We're lazy. It's the way we talk, and you'll notice that's a common theme going down this. Now, why do we do that? To make our messages come across as more human, which increases response rate because it makes people think, oh, maybe this isn't automated. I should probably reply. And so for context, what I'm asking for is I'm just asking for some sort of commitment. All right, I can send you a demo / info here, yeah? Right, basically confirming, hey, this is a good phone number. I can send you stuff here, correct? And ideally, what you want to do is you want to relate this to the reason why you booked a call. So if they booked a call to get a demo, say demo. If they booked a call to get more information, put in information. If they booked a call to get a certain lead magnet, put that here. But like, I can send you the insert lead magnet name here, yeah? Question mark. Okay, notice, yeah, spelled it wrong on purpose. I'm doing this stuff on purpose to make people think, oh, maybe this is a human. This does sound a bit more normal than most people. Okay, after this, we're going to wait 57 minutes. After 57 minutes, one of two things will happen. Either the contact replied, and we're going to go down the right side, or I'll show you what to do first if the contact doesn't reply. So after 57 minutes, notice, not an hour. Why not an hour? Too robotic, right? Everyone has follow-ups on the hour, right? Exactly an hour later, exactly 24 hours before. We don't want to do that because we don't want to make people think that we may perhaps be sending them an automated message. So we'll wait 57 minutes. If they haven't replied, this follow-up message is going to send. It's going to say, the demo doesn't work if you don't respond. Ha, ha, ha. Right? Very lighthearted. As a matter of fact, I'd even go as far as say lowercase that t, right? And notice how I mess this up on purpose. Whatk doesn't whatk. And watch this. Wait 6 seconds, right? It's a 0.1 of a minute. And boom, SMS 4, work with a little star. Okay, to make people think that I intentionally spelled that wrong or that I didn't intentionally spell it wrong, and then now I'm correcting myself. Okay, and we're doing this just to make them think we're human, because if they think we're human, they're way more likely to reply. Right, and if they reply, one of the questions we're going to ask later on is we're going to ask them questions about their business. We're going to get them to interact with us. They're also going to remember us because they're chatting with us back and forth. Okay, so that's what you do if they time out, and then you're going to go to here. So we're going to go to what if they do reply. So if they do reply within the first hour, which they should, because you should set that expectation, whether you're running ads and have a thank you page, or whether you're cold calling or doing outbound, you should have some sort of confirmation as, hey, I'm going to get, so-and-so name to reach out to you to share some information. Look out for his number. He'll shoot you a quick text. Okay, so you're setting the expectation that they should be getting a text message, so they're already on the lookout. All right, so they should reply. In this case, when they reply, we're basically going to say, awesome, here's a quick demo video going over what we do. Now, you could even put a wait in here to like wait 5 minutes, right? Like, hey, wait, contact replies. Okay, cool. I'll just show you how this would look. All right, wait 6 minutes to make it seem a bit more natural. All right, so you do something like that. Okay, and then you send the demo message. Awesome, here's a quick demo video going over what we do, right? Or awesome, here's a bit more information explaining our business model. Or awesome, here's a lead magnet that you were asking for. Boom, 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 away you go and you send it to them, right? So you're gonna wait 12 seconds and then you're gonna send them the link. Right? And then you send the link, and then you're also going to ask them, what specific markets do you serve right now? This is a follow-up question to make sure we don't lose them. What a lot of people do is they'll just send the demo here, right? Here's what we do, and then they're going to have the link, right? And they're going to send the link, and then the person's not going to reply. So we want to ask them a question. What markets do you serve, right? Or what did you think about the video? Or what business do you run? Or what do you use now for acquisition? Something related to what you're talking about to get them to respond and invest in you, right? The more you get them texting you, the more invested they will be. And so that's our goal, is to get them invested, because the more they commit, the more time they even allocate in their brain to thinking about this, the more invested they will be, the more likely they will be to show up. All right. So example question is, what specific markets do you serve right now? Notice RN, right? That's what people text. People don't type right now. Why? Because they're lazy, right? Everyone's just lazy as fuck. They just want to sleep all day. They want people to make money for them. Everyone's lazy, right? That's how we type, RN, okay? And so type the way people would type. I don't have like proper grammatics, whatever it's called. That doesn't work well in automations, alrighty? After this, we're going to wait for a reply, or we're going to wait 4 hours. So the contact's either going to reply, and then we're going to send an internal notification to the assigned user to tell them to manually go and reply, right? If they actually reply to our message here, we want to go in and manually reply to them to acknowledge and ask them a bit more questions if need be. After this, we're going to go back to this. And so if they don't reply, what's going to happen after 4 hours of not replying? It's automatically going to skip ahead and it's going to wait 2 hours before the meeting. Now, 2 hours before the meeting, that's how you set it up. We're going to send them another SMS. And this SMS is simply going to say, user first name, aka assigned user, right? The closer will catch you on the meet in about 2-ish hours. Is there anything else we need to add to the invite? Okay. And so the reason why I'm saying 2-ish hours is I don't want to make them think that I sent it directly on the hour. Okay. So just once again, just subtle little things to, play with their with a bit of psychology to make them think that, oh wait, this might actually be a real person. Okay, especially if you're sending text on GoI level and not using perhaps like SendBlue or one of these sort of providers that actually lets you send messages in blue and they come across as green. Okay, so 2 hours before, username will catch you on the meeting about 2-ish hours. Is there anyone else who should add to the invite? Once again, trying to get them to invest, trying to get them to respond to our message. Okay, and once again, this is also really important because let's say they do have a partner. It's great to have that partner on board, right? So very subtle, once again, asking question after question after question and making it seem like we genuinely are curious. 7 minutes before, we're going to send them our final 2 text messages, which is my favorite, SMS water, all right? You're simply going to say, just grabbing some water. I'll see you on the meet in a few. Notice how I'm not saying name, right? When you text your mom, you don't, or when you text one of your friends or when you text your girlfriend, you don't say first name, be there in 5 minutes. You just say be there in 5, right? Like you don't text somebody's name over and over and over. Yet people have a habit of doing that in automations. Why? Because they're thinking, oh, I'm building automation. I better let them know that I'm talking to them. They know that. Right? Pretend this is a normal conversation we're having, which is why we don't put their name. Okay, so we don't say name, just grabbing some water. We just say just grabbing some water. I'll see you on the meet in a few. All right, wait 6 seconds, and then we're going to send them the link. Okay, now granted, you could send the link a couple minutes before. I like sending it a little bit prior, therefore they know. Okay, they know, they can ask me any question if they need, and boom, away we go, and we're on the call. And so there you go. This is the entire workflow. Looks pretty fancy. Looks pretty nerdy if you check this out. And if you use this, you can increase your show up rate by a minimum of 50%, which means you have 50% more calls, which in theory means whatever money you're making now, just add 50% on top of that with one simple automation by just getting people to show up with this entire huge workflow. So that is all. If you have any questions, write them down in the comments below. More than happy to answer and help you guys implement this so that you can make more money. There's a lot of money in the world and you deserve to have some of it. Hope you enjoyed.